I was talking to my friend earlier today, and we were walking back from the gym. I was explaining to him the fact that, in this YouTube channel, I want to be spewing out as much information and lessons from my past as possible, lessons that I've learned. And he he said one thing that he has learned, one piece of it, like very important piece of advice that he has learned, is the fact that it's I don't remember exactly how he said it, but it was along the lines of it's very important to surround yourself with the right people in life. And it's kind of like you are who you surround yourself with, or you are or like there is a large impact on who you decide to be as a person, and the people around you, they do affect that. Now, I agree. When he's told me that, I of course I have to agree with him. Me personally, I have had a massive, I would call it turnaround in my life, in my college life. I started out with coming to college with an extremely lustful personality, just wanting to, of course, get the best grades, but also be the most social. And I was scared of other people at the same time. So there was this weird paradox of I wanted to party and I wanted social validation, but I was still kind of picky about who I wanted to spend my time around. So I would drink here and there and pregame before football games, and I would go out to parties here and there my first semester of college. And I did hang out with people who vaped, who smoked, who did a little bit of drugs here and there, and I didn't do any of that. The only thing I was drinking, and we ended up doing very stupid things. And I keep saying this story, I keep going back to it, but um, one of the stupid nightly activities that we did was we didn't do this every night, but it was just we snuck into the stadium and kind of hung out there. And one night we snuck in. It was one of our stupid ideas of we're bored, we're in the basement of our dorm hall. What are we gonna do? Like, I have an idea. Let's go get liter bottles and let's go to the stadium. Let's jump into the stadium and let's go to the very top and throw them off the top of the stadium. That's a great idea. No, it was because it kind of was fun. I'm not even gonna lie, it was fun. Um, that in itself is just oh, Andrew, you're trespassing. You shouldn't be doing that. It's nah, I shouldn't have been doing that. I no, I shouldn't have been doing that. But it was more so the people that I was hanging around. Like it was it's not the fact that they were bad people, it was the fact that I could have been doing better things, and I just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. So, long story short, I we threw off the liter, or the soda liter bottles off the top of the at the top of the stadium. Cops came, group split up. I was in the group that saw the cops first. I was the first person who was confronted by a cop. I made the stupid decision to run, and I got tackled. I slightly tore my PCL. The cop stepped, or put his full body weight on my right knee, and I got injured and arrested at the same time. Wrong place, wrong time. I spent a night in jail, and like by the grace of God, I got out earlier than I was supposed to. Solitary confinement was part of that, and yeah, like I vowed to myself never to do something as stupid or illegal as that ever again. And I've done my best up until this point. Yes, throughout like sophomore year of college, I did drink a little bit here and there my first semester, but second semester I cut that out my sophomore year. And I think junior year I like the summer of before junior year I didn't have a single like sip of alcohol. In like fall of junior year I didn't have a single sip of alcohol. In winter, I did have one drink. I was in Australia and it was New Year's Eve, and I kind of was pressured into it, and I gave into the pressure. Um, and then all of spring semester 2026, spring semester of my junior year, I never had. Yeah, no, I never had a drink of alcohol. I never had a sip of alcohol. Um, I've been clean. I've been trying to stay clean, trying to get my health right, diet right, all of that. And it would not have been possible if I wasn't cutthroat about who I was spending time with. After If we go back in time, after I got arrested, or like even during solitary confinement, I realized that I didn't really want to hang out with these people because like I a wasn't really getting along with them as much as I wanted to be, and like I ended up in the situation that I did. Like we were doing stupid things, doing stupid activities, and I didn't really want to be around people who like vaped or smoked. Like it was a moral thing for me. Like those guys, they're still cool guys. Like they were still fun, but it's just like the fact that like we were doing some spontaneous dumb events. Like I didn't really want to be a part of that, and the fact that I mean I have been known to either easily get injured or easily fall into bad decisions. Like I didn't want to do that either, and I decided that it wasn't best for me to remain friends with them my freshman year, and I was healing from the my right PCL, which is a um it was in my right knee basically. um like it was slightly torn, and I was limping around campus for but 3 months. Yeah, I was limping around campus for 3 months with a brace on, trying to get to all of my in-person classes, and my motivation was completely shot for the rest of the semester. And I was also doing engineering, which also sucked. That was a rough time. And then my girlfriend broke up with me. Bro, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah. Um there was a lot of shifting that was happening in my life at that time. That's funny. But eventually after I went through like a lonely stage for a few months, and I didn't really have people to talk to, and like sometimes I would call my girlfriend. Like she broke up with me in January, so like the time that I was alone, like I mean she was having the time of her life, and I wasn't. No, it was also long distance. Dang, like there's a lot of things that was wrong during that time period, bro. Like me now, I would never get into a long distance relationship. Don't quote me on that. Um, but like my stance right now is just like I can't do it. I have to figure out things in my life, and I can't. Maybe that changes in the future. Maybe that changes in the future. I don't know. I don't know about how any relationship stuff is going to work out in the future, but I just know that like right now I cannot do it. So yeah, like it was not best. It was not a good idea for me to be in a long distance relationship in the first place, especially with someone who partied and drank and like had values that I literally did not agree with. That was another person that like naturally got out of my life. Yeah. I wish her the best, of course. But we weren't aligned, and I had a lot of resentment for that, and I took a lot of anger out on her for not being aligned with me. And I take full responsibility for that. And I did a lot of actions that I regret because like it was out of spite, out of anger, out of resentment. It was just a lot of negativity, and I stirred up a lot of it. But yeah, I've done a lot of healing and like self reflection since those periods of my life. Yeah, like I realized that it is extremely important to have the right people in your life. When I was in that lonely period, I started consuming so much content, so much like Christian and self improvement content. But I was leaning on the self improvement side because I I wasn't as consistent in like Christianity and stuff. Like first semester, there was a Bible study that I like kind of went to, but then I didn't really go to it as much. And then second semester, I think I went to every single every single one. I think I only missed one my second semester, like one Bible study meeting. We met once a week. So yeah. What else? It's important to surround yourself with the right people. The people that I met through like going to the gym consistently, like the gym environment have been very beneficial to my life. The people that I've met through the Bible studies that I've attended or like constantly going to church have definitely helped me in my life. I haven't been tempted by degeneracy nearly as much as I previously was when I was in my first semester of college freshman year. A lot of wild stuff happens like your first semester of college freshman year. It's oh my gosh. It's like and I was figuring out life. I like just got the concept of like morals, and I was kind of indoctrinated, and I was in a negative environment for oh my gosh, for a lot of my childhood. And then like I got to college and I'm like, wait, like you're telling me that I get to decide the morals of my life, and my parents don't really tell me what's right or wrong, and like teachers can tell me what's right or wrong, but it's just like I was indoctrinated by school. Like in high school, you're stuck in school for I think it's 7 hours a day, 7:15 a.m. to 2:15 p.m. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 7 hours. Yeah, like 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, 35 hours a week at least. You remember you have to get to school early and then leave a little bit later. So like give or take like 36 hours or like 36, 37 hours a week of school. Way more than college. Way more than college classes. Like even if you're in a tough major, I'd still argue that being in high school is more school, like more time being in school than college. it's just indoctrination is what it is, and they like shove their beliefs onto you. So like when you get to college, you get to figure out like, oh, maybe I don't believe this thing that my parents or my like teachers have been shoving down my throat for the past, I don't know, 12, 13 years. Or wow, like I get to make my own decisions. This is absolutely crazy. And then there's the morality side of like, wow, you get to college. It's the first semester. College is the best 4 years of your life. Oh, look at all these frat parties and like club parties. I went to a party school, so like, yeah, it makes sense why they would say that. But it's just like for every college, there's the party side to it of like, you can drink and you can hook up with girls and you will be so satisfied. And there's also vaping and there's all of these social events that you can go to. And, it's only college. Like, we don't really care about morality that much. It's just, I was deep in sin. I was so deep in sin. It was shameful. Like, I hated myself for like even pre-gaming like even pre-gaming football games. Yeah, I fell into a lot of lust too. That was a main thing for me. Like it was everywhere. It was kind of like this is what everyone does in college. Everybody lusts. It's like I believed it, and maybe they do. Like unfortunately, maybe they do, but it's something that you have to break out of. And I have been on a journey for like the past 3 years of completely breaking free from it, and I've succeeded. And it's just like it's been a long journey, and like yeah, yeah, like my confidence, social skills, direction in life has all like shifted upwards because I have, like it's all changed for the better because I've fleed from lust and done my best to consistently like flee from lust. And like over the past like couple years, if I ever got knocked down by it, I would learn to get up and learn to either go pray, go to the gym, go read a book, like at least 10 or 20 pages, go journal a couple of pages. Like I would learn to fill my time with things that mattered. I would listen to podcasts and go on walks. I would go on night walks. I didn't want to be stuck alone in my toxic dorm room where like bad habits might break out, or like I didn't want to be associated with people who were like bringing me closer to sin, as in like maybe they were listening to music that I should not have been listening to, or they were saying all these vulgar things that I shouldn't have been a part of. And towards the end of freshman year, I got invited onto a retreat. And I've said this before. It was a Catholic retreat. Oh shoot, my toe. It was a Catholic retreat, and I learned a lot about the Catholic faith. I learned about confession. I learned about adoration. I learned about consistency with praying. I learned about the rosary. I learned about like the sacraments and just more about the faith. And needed I needed something that was like concrete and that was structured in a way where I could be more disciplined in general and more disciplined in my faith. So freshman year, I I had a massive transition. After the jail incident and after the first stages of healing, I started getting back into the gym more. And I realized that I wanted to be more disciplined in like I had to do one activity that was for my mind, one activity that was for my body, and then one activity that was for my spirit every single day. So for my minds, I would either journal or read, or do my homework. And for my body, I would go to the gym. I would go on long runs a lot, um, or like go on late night walks, um, or just regular walks throughout the day. I just had to keep moving. And for my spirit, I didn't really tackle that one for the longest time. I was procrastinating it for so long. I was beating myself up for it. I'm just like, I don't know how to pray. I don't know what praying even is. Like I was a little baby freshman. Like I should have been taught it when I was a little younger, in high school and maybe middle school, maybe elementary school. Okay, but like that's not where I grew up in. I grew up in a Protestant church, and it was a Presbyterian church that like a lot of their values I didn't understand. And the sermons, they were so complicated, so filled with like vocabulary that I didn't understand. Like Christianity was this extremely complex thing to me, and it made no sense. And then when I got to like the Bible study, it was like dumbed down for me, if that makes sense. And it was just more clear, more direct, and it made sense to me. And also with the way that, I mean, like the group was called the Newman Center, but like I was just exposed to this clear, direct, like and structured way of Christianity, and I connected it so well with my self-improvement advice that I have like consumed over the past like 2 months before I joined Newman, or like joins Newman. I was just like a regular there after, the retreat that I went on. But like my main goal was to be more disciplined and also to have a fun disciplined life. I wanted a fun, disciplined life. I wanted to be able to actually feel good about myself, feel good about the habits that I partake in. I didn't want to feel bad about like anything in my life, really. Like that's why my diet's so clean. That's why I try to have like a better gym routine. That's why I try to stay away from like degeneracy as much as I can. I don't want to be shameful about the habits that I like partake in. So I do my best to stay away from them. And naturally, when you find yourself on this journey of like self betterment, of like if you're a super like devout Christian or Catholic, or if you're a devout like or a super disciplined person in your self improvement journey, you naturally find other people who like share your same drive and interests. And like also one side note that I have to make is, as a Christian and as a Catholic, like I may differ from other people on my beliefs, but it doesn't mean that if I slightly differ, like I don't have to be like, like submit to Rome, like with every single person that I meet, because that's not, well, conversion is up to God. Like I can lead people in the right direction, but I'm not gonna or I'm not gonna shove scripture down their throat. I'm not gonna like shove all of my insights onto them. like I'm going to allow people to get to their conclusions at their own time, and like their time is also God's timing. So it's like, I mean, like I'm doing my best to love other people, but it's just like, hey, I want to be surrounded by people who don't do degeneracy. And naturally in college, I've met other people who not only don't do degeneracy, but it's just like they are like faithful in their um like their disciplines in their Christian and Catholic lives. And like people who have met who are just like, oh, like they're consistent in the gym, for example. I mean, like we have differing opinions and differing interests, but it's just like we connect well on the gym, and it it helps. I can't just write off someone that's just like, oh, you don't check every single box that I like have checked in my life. Like, I can't be friends with you. Like, that's not how friendships work. Like, it's good to connect with other people. It's great to connect from other people. You can learn so many things from so many different perspectives. And I mean, another thing that I just don't want to be attacked, and I don't want to attack other people. I don't want to be attacked for the beliefs that I hold. I want to be able to defend the beliefs that I hold. But it's just like, if people judge me for the beliefs that I hold, and they judge like my character and like the value that I bring to them or like society, if they basically say that I'm worthless because I have certain beliefs and they come across that way, like I can't deal with that. Like I want to have a mutual respect with other people, and I'm doing my best to like better some of those relationships. And like I don't want to come across as, attacking other people for their beliefs. It's like, of course I want to lead them in the right direction, but it's just like me, when I was a freshman, when I didn't know any of this, I had to ask all of these questions by myself. And yes, by the end of freshman year, I had a list of like 1,000 questions that I wanted answered. Because I was questioning like, what's the meaning of life, and like, how do I get through college, and like, how do I make friends, and like, who can I surround myself with to have the best possible quality of life? That's where this circles back to. Like, that's what it circles back to. Why do we need to be intentional about the people that we place in our life, that we allow to stay and contribute to our lives? It's all about the quality of life. When you are with people who do good habits, you feel like less shameful. Not only less shameful, but if you find like good people, like it's like no shame in what you're doing. You're like, it's not that you're doing bad habits, you're actively doing good habits, and you're pushing each other to like, self betterment. Like if you go to the gym with another person, it's just like, wow, what can I learn about the gym some more? Like at the very least, it's just like I can go to the gym with another person and I can talk my way through a workout with another person and just be there. And yes, I can learn more about the gym. I can learn more about what's optimal in my growth and what's not. But it's just like there's a baseline that we're creating when it comes to having these good people in your life, like a good gym, like a good gym buddy, or like someone you can consistently play pickleball with, and someone that you can consistently go to church or go to mass with, someone that you can consistently go to adoration with, someone that you can consistently do these activities that you want to do in your life, that you have a mutual respect with them. You do not downgrade them, you do not downplay them, you do not attack them. They don't attack you. Again, it's a mutual respect. And the amount like that you guys can improve together just by the mutual respect and just by like the slight pointers here and there and the tips and like just the support that you can give to one another, like it it boosts your confidence in life, it boosts your happiness in life, it life can be more fun. And I mean, that's what we're searching for. We want a beneficial, fun life. We want to like we want to be good contributing members to society. We don't want to have shame and guilt, and we don't want to have these negative emotions. Some people just write off those negative emotions and they're just like, oh yeah, like I sinned so much and I don't feel that, or like I partook in all of these bad habits and I don't feel it at all. And it's just like, dude, it's going to catch up to you, okay? It always catches up to you, and you guys don't believe that at all of those bad habits that you are partaking in, they catch up to you. And it's just like, what are you doing? You can't do that. It's like, it's common sense. And like college is just like, oh yeah, like, I was hooking up with these girls, and like I was just like doing these drugs, and I was at these parties, and I was just like drinking, getting drunk. Yeah, like what's my goal to get drunk during parties? Because it's just like I'm the best version of myself. I'm the most social version of myself. It's just like, no, dude, you're the most destructive version of yourself, and you're intoxicated, and like you aren't who God wanted you to be. And you're also surrounded by sin. I mean, that's besides the point. But like, it's common sense not to partake in these bad habits. And we are trying to raise the quality of life and have more fun. It's more fun. It is more fun to actually do the good habits and to actually chase your purpose with God, to like be aligned with morality. It's more fun. It's more fun. And people are just like, oh, like, oh, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't party. Oh, this guy, he hates having fun. He hates having fun, dude. Have you seen? You know what a nun is? I'm sorry. You know what a nun is? Arguably, there's this podcast. Oh shoot, hold on. There's this podcast that is kind of going viral on TikTok. I think it was a month ago, maybe a few weeks ago. That they have a, like, of course they're nuns, they follow morality, but they do these activities, and like they are not distracted by sin, and they're not distracted by bad habits, and they are having a blast. They were having a blast. It's like a childlike, it's childlike joy is what we are chasing for the better quality of life. Like, do you remember when you were a kid and you just wanted to play outside all the time? There was there was no alcohol, there was no hooking up with girls. There was hardly ever sin or bad habits when you were a child. Now, maybe when you were like 12 and you were exposed to, all the negatives of the world, of course, like there was so many bad habits that, we were all exposed to at a very young age. Um, but if you think about before that, if you were blessed to have a good childhood, I'm sorry if you weren't, the amount of joy, of genuine joy that you could obtain by, like, if you remember recess, like back in elementary school, if you remember those times and the fun that you had during recess, like that is the like same type of joy that we are chasing as adults. It's fun. Okay. There's no sin involved. Like, we were high on life. That's what it was. We were high on life. And it was great. It was glorious. Yeah. We want the friends that keep us high on life and that keep us chasing the good habits because they are fun and they are beneficial towards us. And I mean, there's also a whole like Christianity rant too that I can go into. Like, it's God wants us to do these good habits. He doesn't want us to be partaking in sin at all. I mean, of course. And a side effect of us partaking in good habits, and like it's also like partially chasing God and chasing, like there's a distinction between like the good habits and then like the good faith habits too. Both of them give you an like insanely, if you add both of them together, like I've been doing that in my life, like the quality of life that you get is actually insane. Like, it's so fun, it's so fulfilling, like it's so peaceful. Like back when I was doing adoration 3 to 4 times a week, I had the most peace that I've ever had in my entire life. And like if things didn't really work out in my life, for example, if I got like bad grades in school or something, if like, or if something didn't really work out financially, or if I was like, I don't know, if something didn't work out, I was kind of just like, sorry, my iPhone storage got full. I gotta delete photos and videos. But yeah, like it was all in God's plan. So thank you for the rant, and peace be with you.